What's up guys, today we're going to solve one of Unreal's biggest frustrations in early game dev that stumps most beginner and novice developers in their tracks. That problem, as you might have guessed from the title of this video, is the magic carpet problem with picking up objects.
Inside the carpet,
This happens when a player tries to pick up an object while standing on top of it, and the reason why this happens is very simple. Let's start with the player standing on a box. When you look down and grab the box, the common logic for this is to set the box at a certain distance from the player camera and make it follow the camera. The box then tries to move up according to the logic and hits the player's collision along the way, pushing the player up. According to most interaction logics out there, there is a loop that is constantly checking for grab and setting the box position at the player's camera every tick. So as you can imagine, as the box pushes upward, the player camera is also pushed upward, making the loop readjust the box back to the set distance and coincidentally pushes the camera up even more. And this repeats until you're flying around your map like a laddie. So to solve that issue, we need to go into our event graph where the grab logic is happening. And for me, that's happening in my BP player.
So first, before we get into the node editor, we need to go into edit, project settings. Then we gotta find the collision. And in object channels, you gotta add new object channels like I did here. And you can name it player and set default response to block. Now let's go back to the node editor. You can see my logic here. When I set grabbing to true, I want to set it so that the object I'm holding cannot collide with me, so that it won't shove me upwards. So what we need to do is get a physics handle. We need to get the grab component. Then we need to set the collision response to channel, to player, and ignore. Also, when E is released, we want it to collide back with our player. So we need to get physics handle, get grab component, and set collision response to channel to player, back to block. And we can just connect these right here. Compile, and now when we press play, it overlaps. But when we drop it, it collides back up.
So just a few notes about the collision channel we created. We named it player, and for me a capital P, because that was the same as our BP player name. And so Unreal does something in its ID tag database that conveniently matches up our BP player and player collision channel. Also, we created it so we could get greater control over what the object can and cannot collide with. In this case, only our player. If we had set it to the pawn channel, that would have included all other pawn blueprints like enemies or NPCs, which some people may or may not want. We also didn't use the ignore actor node, which tells two specific actors to ignore each other. So the ignore actor node only works for the actor, not its physics. So if you're holding an object with a physics handle, the physics simulation often overrides ignore actor commands, and the physics engine still calculates the overlapping bounds, which can cause jittering and stuttering. And since we're using a physics handle, that's a no-go. That's it for today. If you have any more questions, please drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video to anyone who is sharing the same problem. Like always, this is TheTank87 checking out.